So wasting, a big chunk of your media budget, so certainly the 30% that was being flagged from the survey, I think shows, a massive opportunity to drive, better understanding in terms of the practices that people have got and the levers they have to pull to reduce that. And certainly the way that the marketplace is at the moment, with a little bit of caution around people's approach to market, with the economy, the levers they should start understanding better would be maybe better applications of data. And that's where we know we need to do a job to close the gap in terms of showing people practical uses as to how we can actually drive more efficiency from programmatic, taking on opportunities to learn from maybe the US, where there's certainly synergies that we can help bring over and share with the wider market as well. But really the focus, for most marketeers today, when they've been a little bit more cautious, should be how can they close that gap? And data, we believe, can add a huge amount of value very quickly if used in the right context. So what we'll look to do as a next step is try and help people drop that 30% down and drive that through better application of audience data within campaigns.
Education is genuinely a big issue, probably the biggest one we have. It's a very complex data and programmatic marketplace, and it's many, many layered. We have to get an understanding across all of the different parts of that technology stack and the commercial stack, and have that embedded inside marketing departments and agencies, because at the minute the effectiveness is really good, but understanding what has caused the effectiveness is not necessarily very clear. And to continue to drive effectiveness out of this marketplace, we're going to need to have a much fuller understanding of all of the component parts of it.
I do think data literacy and technology literacy is still a big barrier to better investment or better decisions. And it's partly to do with the fact that it's not part or hasn't been traditionally part of the core skill set that marketeers needed to have. But as marketing have become more and more digital, either through the core original digital channels as well as we're seeing more lately, traditional channels being digitized, it's almost inescapable. So education is a must, is more of a must now than it has ever been. You have to get yourself data and technology literate, and very fast, because very soon you won't be able to be a good marketeer without being able to know what questions to ask and what to task your agency's ways. So it's absolutely must have.
I think it's an issue because the marketplace has progressed particularly quickly, and we've created a marketplace that's kind of complex, maybe more complex than it needs to be. So the challenge is for the wider market to really understand what's going on. It needs to be dumbed down, the solutions that we can take to market, not only from a data perspective, but just generally in programmatic. So taking kind of a step back and looking at how you can position all the opportunities, I think is the right next step, and taking it to a level where people can understand it really easily. So really palatable opportunities that people can understand, and ideally add some context to it, some practical applications. So I think the way that we're looking to try and further educate the market is make it simpler, show some actual use cases, some basic use cases, and take people to a level where they can actually take an idea and show them the next steps as to how they can action it, and do that in a way that we can talk to them maybe in plain English as opposed to using abbreviations and acronyms.
Hi, I'm James Patterson, General Manager of the Trade Desk UK. Welcome to Everything You Need to Know about Programmatic. In this series, we're going to be learning everything you need to know about the most exciting area in online advertising.